Y'all, the weirdest thing just happened. I dumped the second bag of peanuts of the month into, you know, plastic containers, and what was left over in the bottom of the bag, I dumped on the windowsill for today. The blue jays and the squirrels take the peanuts whole, they break them open and eat them. But there's a lot of broken peanuts and stuffed peanut shells and loose peanut pieces in the bottom. So that was on the windowsill. And I'm here, I just took my meds, I'm starting the news. It's like for an hour, I just gotta wait till this stuff kicks in before I do the bigger stuff. Smaller stuff I've already done. And I hear a bunch of squawking. So I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have the suet blocks or the seed or anything like that. In the spring and the summer, you can find stuff yourself, guys. But they still come up and eat the little piece of peanuts, the other birds, like the starlings and doves and things like that. And I hear a weird kind of squawky kind of thing. Enough weird, unusual enough that I looked over because I'm like, that's not the typical, squawky that I hear from the starlings and stuff. So I look over, and one has that, that sleek black with the iridescent coloring. That's the European starlings. But a fledgling is much lighter, like a lighter brown, much duller. It doesn't have that shiny black sheen on it. It's just got that rough looking, their feathers are just growing in. They're not full, they're maybe flight. That bird, I turned around like that. That's all I have to do. So I don't actually have to move the chair per se if I'm not videoing. And I see the two birds, so I go like this because I keep my camera here. Very quietly, I pull it down. And I'm getting ready to try to turn without them noticing. And the whole time I'm keeping my eye on them. And the one that's rough looking, the fledgling, opened its mouth big and wide. I'm like, that's the way a mama bird, the baby, And I watched, and it picked up one of the broken peanut pieces, ate it, stopped for a second, realized, okay, I can eat. Picked up another peanut piece, put it in the baby's mouth, closed his mouth and swallowed, and did it again. And I was like, oh, I was just, but the little squeak, it's not doing it now, but yeah, you've heard my chair squeak. And I was like, oh, no. And it squeaked. I was like, when I opened my eyes, they were gone. I'm like, damn, I even had the phone in my hand. That was wild. That... You've seen the pictures of the little baby birds, in the nest. They all open their little mouths, and you see the yellow on the sides of their... Yeah, I mean, their mouths, they're all like, ah. And mom puts the grubs or worms or something like that in their mouth. I have just never seen it done outside of a nest. And the bird was as big as the other bird. It just didn't have like the adult wings. I mean, the adult feathers. You know how a fledgling's feathers seem rougher and duller because they're not fully grown in and they haven't gotten their full color, and yeah. Because European starlings change. They have that glossy sheen like a pigeon does, but they're like black like a crow, but they're smaller and they have that sheen that crows don't have that. Crows and ravens don't have that sheen that pigeons or doves have. I mean, I've seen fledglings come with their parents before when there was seed, like last year during the winter. well, during the winter, you could tell they were the young ones from that year, but they're not. They're fledgling by then. But this was the first time I've seen a fledgling that was actually obviously able to fly, but was still being fed by its mommy. And that was so weird to see it do it with a peanut, not like a live bug, you know? I would have thought that if there was something there to eat, it would just eat it, not. If it's flying to some degree, then yeah, it was just kind of weird. So, has anybody ever seen that before? At like a bird feeder or a bird station where fledglings are being fed the seed by their mamas or their papas. It could be a dad. But yeah, that was really wild. I've never seen that on my windowsill like that. Like I said, I've seen young birds being fed by their parents in the nest, but I've never seen that done once they're flying on their own. So it was just like, huh, that's odd. So, tell me, you guys, if you've ever seen that. Because I thought by the time they were able to fly and make it, not crash to the ground, then they would be able to also imitate eating. But in other words, I thought by the time they were ready to try to fly, they were already feeling their oats because they were already kind of sort of self-feeding halfway. Yeah, kids, then they go, oh, I could do this. I'm a big girl. I'm a big boy. It's the same thing. Usually they learn to feed themselves before they learn to run the hell out the door. So yeah, it was kind of weird, but interesting. You wind up learning something new every day, even on topics that you actually know a bit of information about. So that was really, really wild. I mean, I haven't even washed my face, today yet. Oh my God, I haven't eaten anything. I'm just, like I said, I got up, I took care of the cats, made sure Raspy, he's still constipated. I'm keeping it from getting worse, but I'm really struggling this time to get him past it, but we'll get there. So I was concentrated on getting up, getting him set while he was eating. I made my own kind of like slurry, lickable thing, in a sense, kind of. It's not as easily with tuna as it is with salmon, but because salmon's not as dry of a fish as tuna. And I was making up the bed and everything, so I did that before I even got my meds because I was worried about him. So that's why I was just sitting here, and I finally taken my meds just like 5 minutes before. And I saw that. I'm like, I had to watch them do it a second time for me to sink in that, yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's still a young bird, and it's still being fed even though it's flying. That was wild. Huh. I'm going to have to look that up eventually sometime in the next day or so. I'll wind up it'll be on one of the back burners, and it'll be annoying me enough. Probably if I can't sleep or something, I'll be like, let me look it up. So, yeah, it was kind of wild. Nature always surprises you, It does. It was a nice thing to see. Like one of the first things that played out in my day today was that. So that was kind of cool. Peace out, guys. It looks like it already rained a little bit. You can see on the concrete and stuff. It's it's gonna rain again, so I'm still trying to get out those boxes and stuff, and I just don't like carrying garbage out in the rain. But if it doesn't rain too hard, I'll probably get that done sometime during the day. Finally. But I'm not going to be able to do any digging or anything, any big digging. But have a good day, and if they do that again, if that. Oh, they're back. Oh, wow. One of them was back. It's so funny this time of year, right before I go. It's funny because European starlings in the wintertime, they have that black and like they look white spotted. Their feathers get these white spots looking on it, so it looks like a white spots on a black bird. But in the spring and the summertime, they have that black. They look like a smaller crow, but they've got that sheeny kind of, you see all those greens and stuff in the sun. And that's their spring and summer feathers. They get the white spots on the black because, obviously, with the snow, to blend in better. So they're kind of, even the parents are kind of rough looking because they're kind of between that black with white spots and the feathers molting and getting this, the spring summer ones in. So it's interesting. It was very interesting. Because usually this European starlings don't pay too much attention, even if the peanuts are broken open. They prefer the grains. So yeah, it was really weird. If anybody else has ever seen that, like a bird that looks almost as big as the adults, but it's already flying. Have you ever seen one like that that's still being fed by its parents? It was so sweet to see, though, right there. Peace out.